Welcome to another Hayward installation and troubleshooting video. Please remember the information in these videos is designed as a guide and does not supersede the requirements of the installation manual, local, state, or national codes.
Hayward VS Omni Variable Speed Pump with Smart Pool Control installation video. This video is provided for you to better understand our products and how they're installed. To learn how to set up and program your VS Omni, watch our video titled VS Omni Programming and Setup. This installation video covers the following VS Omni products: TriStar VS 950 Omni, TriStar VS 900 Omni, Super Pump VS 700 Omni, MaxFlow VS 500 Omni. Before beginning installation, make sure to read the VS Omni Quick Start Manual carefully and completely for the specific model being installed. The Quick Start Manual and additional manuals are included with the product. For this installation, we will be removing an existing single-speed pump that is connected to a time clock. There is one incandescent light wired to an outside switch that resides in a single gang box. The heater is a Hayward Universal H-Series heater set for standalone operation. The heater is not hooked up to an external controller. Packaging. Each model is packaged with a VS Omni wiring hub, VS Omni control panel, and VS Omni Smart Relay with a single gang junction box. VS Omni packaging also includes two 6-foot wiring whips, two temperature sensors, a pump communication wire, and additional fittings. Valve actuators are not included in this kit. If automated valve rotation is desired, these systems can support up to 2 GVA24 valve actuators. 5-step process. Step 1. Mount the hub and TS display. Disconnect power at the pump and run that power to the hub. Preparation. Before installation can be started, make sure to power off the equipment pad from the breaker. As an additional safety measure, also make sure the time clock is in the off position. Please refer to national, state, or local codes for distance required from the water's edge when mounting the wiring hub, control panel, and smart relay. Make sure all necessary tools have been gathered: drill, drill bits, knife, Phillips and precision flathead screwdriver, level, wire cutters and strippers, channel lock pliers. Step 2. Using one of the supplied whips, connect power between pump and hub. The VS Omni display, wiring hub, and smart relays are contained in rain-tight enclosures that are suitable for outdoor mounting. The wiring hub and smart relay is designed to mount vertically, with the knockouts facing downward. Do not mount either inside a panel or tightly enclosed area. When selecting a location, note that the standard cables supplied are all 15 feet long, except for the pump's power whip, which is 6 feet long. If a light switch already exists, is mounted in a single gang box, and is within 15 feet of the equipment pad, then the smart relay can simply replace the manual switch. Otherwise, the single gang box that comes with the smart relay must be used. Make sure the wiring hub is within 6 feet of the pump. The wiring hub and smart relay can be mounted to a flat surface, such as the side of your house, fence, or post. The smart relay has 3 mounting holes, and the wiring hub has 4 mounting holes. As shown, it can also be secured to a round post or rebar. Note: when securing the wiring hub to surfaces that are not flat, it is important to use the appropriate outdoor rated ties. Installation. Step 1. Mounting wiring hub and touchscreen display. First, mount the wiring hub as needed for your installation. Next, find a location for the controller. It comes with a 15-foot cord which plugs into the hub. It should be mounted in a location that makes it easy for the pool operator to access and program. The touchscreen controller can be extended up to 200 feet from the wiring hub by purchasing one of 2 available extension kits. This may be helpful in some applications that require a closer connection to the Wi-Fi network. The controller has 2 keyhole cutouts on the back of its enclosure. To mount the controller, use the template provided in the installation manual to scribe 2 marks. Then, screw the 2 provided fasteners into the mounting surface. Note: to achieve a tight fit, leave 1/8 inch gap between the base of the screw head and the mounting surface, adjusting as needed. Disconnect the wiring and conduit from the existing pump and run it to the wiring hub. Now it's time to remove the old pump and install the new variable speed pump. Some plumbing changes may be required, depending on the type of pump being removed. Step 2. Wiring the high voltage from the wiring hub to the VS Omni pump. Once the VS Omni pump is installed and plumbed, run the supplied 6-foot conduit from the hub to the pump. There are 2 6-foot conduits included. The second can be used for the smart relay connection. Now connect the high voltage wiring inside the wiring hub. When wiring the VS Omni through the hub input power must match the pump's power requirements. In this case, we have 230 incoming volts. Connect the wires that come from the load side of the time clock to the hub connection wires. Next, add the pump wires to these connections, capping the connections off with the included wire nuts. It is important to also connect all ground wires properly to the grounding lug. Step 3. Install the smart relay or relays into the existing single gang box or boxes, or mount and install supplied box. The next step is to mount the smart relay into an existing single gang box or install the Hayward supplied single gang box, depending on the application. Since we are using the smart relay for a light, it will be wired with 115 volts. Please refer to the owner's manual and quick start guide if this relay is being used for another piece of equipment requiring 240 volts. Shown are the wires coming into the smart relay from the power source or power line, then going out to the light or load. It is important that the incoming power line go to the solid black wire off the smart relay and the load be attached to the black and white striped wire. When installing the smart relay in a 115 volt application, a neutral wire will be required. If a neutral wire does not already exist, one will need to be pulled from the power source prior to continuing with the installation. Connect all the neutral wires to the smart relay's gray wire. Make sure the solid red and red and white striped wires are capped individually using the wire nuts supplied. Also connect the 2 ground wires as shown. If you are using the smart relay to power a booster pump or blower, you will need to install the smart relay in line with the power and equipment, similar to how you installed the hub. Remove the conduit from the equipment, plug it into the junction box, then use the supplied 6-foot whip to connect the junction box to the pump. Step 4. Run all low voltage connections and sensors into the hub. The following instructions are for the TriStar VS900 Omni, Super Pump VS700 Omni, and MaxFlow VS500 Omni only. We will cover the TriStar VS950 Omni later in this video. Unthread the screw, remove the cover plate, and reveal the variable speed pump's wiring compartment. Wire the high voltage wires to L1 and L2 as shown. Also connect the ground wire. Next, disconnect the 4 wires going to the RS485 connector. Cap or tape these wires inside the wiring compartment. These wires should only be reconnected if the pump needs to be run in standalone mode. For example, if the wiring hub or touchscreen display is being serviced. Next, we need to connect the 24 AWG COM wires ran through the COM conduit between the VS pump, RS485 connector, and the wiring hub COM bus. These wires are connected as follows. A. Pump to 2 on the VS Omni wiring hub COM bus. B. Pump to 3 on the VS Omni wiring hub COM bus. COM pump to 4 on VS Omni wiring hub COM bus. The following instructions are for the TriStar VS950 Omni only. Unthread the single screw to remove the cover plate and reveal the variable speed pump's wiring compartment. Wire the high voltage wires to L1 and L2 as shown. Also connect the ground wire. Now we need to connect the COM wires ran through the COM conduit between the VS pump COM bus and the wiring hub. The wires are connected as follows. COM bus 7 pump to 2 on the VS Omni wiring hub. COM bus 8 pump to 3 on the VS Omni wiring hub. After securing the pump's cover plate, the next few steps will outline the low voltage connections. The VS Omni touchscreen display includes a 15-foot cord that now needs to be plugged into a connector on the top right of the wiring hub's board. This wire should be routed through the low voltage wiring channel and should not be run with any high voltage wires. The Smart Relay's 15-foot cord should also be connected to the wiring hub's RS485. This is the same site that hosts the variable speed pump's communication wires. This wire should be routed through the low voltage wiring channel and should not be run with any high voltage wires. The COM bus connection in the wiring hub has both a number and a color. Attach the wires from the Smart Relay according to the color of the wire. Because all RS485 components are smart devices with individual addresses, all can be combined together and placed in the same RS485 connector within the hub. To connect Hayward's universal H-series heater to the VS Omni system, first, obtain a 2-wire, low-voltage cable from your local electrical supply center. On the heater, wire the low-voltage 2-wire connection into the terminals under white and orange as shown. Using the heater manual for your heater, put the heater in bypass operation. You know you are successful when a BO appears on the heater's keypad screen. If not in bypass operation, the control will not work correctly with the heater. The final low voltage connections include the actuators and temperature sensors. As shown before, these wires should be nested into the low voltage raceway and should not be run with any high voltage wires. Start by removing one of the foam gaskets found on the back of the wiring hub's cover plate, fold it in half, and slide it into the bottom slot of the low voltage wiring raceway, as shown here. This gasket serves to seal all of the low voltage wires once the faceplate is reinstalled. Secure the wiring hub cover and button up any remaining items. If valve actuators need to be cammed, follow the instructions included with the GVA24. Once complete, restore power at the breaker as well as through the time clock. Step 5. Pair Wi-Fi and configure. The last step is to pair the Wi-Fi and configure the system to control your pool. Subscribe to our channel to learn more about Hayward pool products. You can even view more videos or locate a dealer to find a pool professional near you.